Hi there, my name is Abinnet. The focus of this project is configuring secure and centralized Azure file share for organizations that need to access their repository or their documents from different location or different branch offices or remotely. It is configured for remote users also. So this is the documentation of my project here. So you can find this documentation in my GitHub account. I will put the link in the description. So I used here bash scripts in order to create resources that I used to configure my project, the virtual network. Here is the storage account, the file share. So these are bash script language I used to create resources, and other configuration is configured using the Azure portal because it is easy to configure because it provides a user interface. So we can see the storage account I created here. This is a storage account including the file share. This is the file share option. Here is the file share I created in order to store our files or the organization's file. And the other important point of this configuration is the storage account is disabled for internet access. That means I disable the public endpoint of the storage account in order to prevent unauthorized access. Just only the private endpoint of the storage account is enabled, and this private endpoint is linked with the virtual network. So only those resources or devices in that virtual network is able to access the storage account. This is how we configure security for the storage account. Now, let's see the P2S or point to site configuration of the storage. In order to access the storage account, I configured point to site from this device. This is Windows 11 Pro. So I connected this device with the virtual network that's linked with the private endpoint. So I'm able to access that storage account here. As we see, I have mapped my file share or the network drive here. This is the IP address, the private IP address of the network interface card that's attached with the private endpoint. So I am able to create resources. I'm able to create, sorry, files here. I'm able to create folders. So now I'm able to access these folders from the Azure file share here. These are folders I created using my on-premise local machine. It is not found in this device. But to show you the internet access is disabled for other users, I created the virtual machine and I tried to map the network drive here. As we see, the same private IP address of the network interface card that's attached with the private endpoint, but now I'm unable to access that storage account because this virtual machine is not found in the same network as in the same network with the storage account or the private endpoint of the storage account. The only way to access the storage account is resource or device must be found in that virtual network that's linked with the private endpoint. In our case, the error is here. The network path was not found. So we are unable to access that storage account using different devices. The other configuration of this storage account is Azure File Share Backup. This is a way to protect our data from accidental or malicious deletion. So when we configure Azure Backup for our file shares, we will not lose all the data during disruption. So I create a recovery service vault. So this one is recovery service vault. So we can see our storage account here. We can see our storage accounts here. Here, this is our storage account. So if there is disruption or if there is accidental deletion of the file share, we can back up those lost data from this service. So we no longer need to lose those data. That's very interesting feature of Azure File Share in order to protect our data. Okay. So when we configure the Azure backup, we can schedule to backup data. We can backup data 6 times per day because the minimum time is 4 hours. The minimum time is 4 hours. So in this way, we can provide secure and centralized access for Azure File Share. So now we are able to access files from our local device because of P2S configuration. I used certificate authentication method. I generated the certificate here in this device, and this is the way we configure secure and centralized access for our Azure storage account. So this is the VPN connection with our network. VNet file share is our virtual network found in the Azure environment. So we are connected here. This is all about this project.